I've been more and more open as of late about the fact that I don't have a relationship with my biological father. And I was raised by my stepfather, and I tell people he's the dad that God meant for me to have. I was born in Luling, Texas. Sounds very coal-mining daughter. I was born in a small town. I was born in Luling, Texas. And the first father to take me home was my grandfather. He was born in 1901, and he could not read. And I tell Lish, it's crazy. I make my living with words that he couldn't read. And until he died, he signed his name with an X. And I know you'll know a lot of old people who were like that. That's how he would sign his everything, just an X. And so my earliest memory, once my grandfather was a sharecropper, he ended up moving into this job at a gas station. And in the back of the gas station, there was a convenience store. And then behind the convenience store, there was the butcher shop. And that's where my grandfather worked. He made Luling sausages. And that is, I'm going to start some trouble in here, but it's better than boudin. I'm going to go ahead and fix it. Our link sausages from Texas. And what did J-Lo say? If you know, you know. So my grandfather be in the back with his butcher's, apron on. And once my mom and I moved away from Luling, she was 19 when she had me. So by the time she was 20, we would come back for all the holidays and see my grandfather. And my most vivid dream was running to the back of this grocery store where my grandfather was so proud to be smoking the meat and doing all that. That's his job. So later in life, when she married my stepfather, who is my dad, I noticed how he loved to cook. He would go in the kitchen. Oh, full disclosure here. Don't record this because my mom might see it. My mom cannot cook. She has no New Orleans or Louisiana blood in her. She cannot cook at all. And, she says she can cook pea salad. But
pea salad?
It's a shame.
I've never had Granny's pea salad.
And nor should you. No, we call my mom Granny. And so she can't cook, but my father could, Clarence Newton, and he would come in and he would just cook and cook and cook so much. And I know you know people like this. By the time they get done cooking, they don't want to eat. That was my dad. He didn't want to eat because he'd been cooking and wanted us to cook. So when I moved to New York, I was new to MSNBC. And that first holiday, when you start a new job, everybody who's been there get vacation for the holiday. And I'm like, I don't get Thanksgiving off? They're like, nope, you're the new one. So it was the first holiday I'd ever missed in my life of Thanksgiving, which is my favorite holiday. My dad got ill at that Thanksgiving Day, and he walked me through his sweet potato pie. And I tried to make it, and I was like, Dad, it doesn't taste right. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right. He was like, well, keep trying. He was like, just taste it. I'm like, ooh, I'm not tasting it. And I failed miserably at it. He passed away soon after. And I was looking for this way to remember him and show my love and appreciation for this man who had taken in a child that wasn't his, but made me never a single day not feel like I was his. And I went home Christmas, and my mother had nothing in our refrigerator but Mrs. Baird's cinnamon roll. And I said, Mom, we can't go out like this. We have to create new memories. We have to create new ways of moving forward. Another beat in this, I host a talk show, so I talk a lot. So another beat in this journey, which Lish is familiar with, is that my mother was my father's third or fourth wife. And he was 25 years older, and he was our landlord.
Scandal.
That's going to be another book another day.
Yeah.
And she got, don't record that either. So what happens in New Orleans stays in New Orleans. But on his last day on this planet, my dad thanked my mom for bringing love to his life. And he told me to do one thing. He said, I'm going to tell you, take care of your mom, your brother, and your family. That's your assignment. He said, of all my children, you are the one that's on the side of right. And I know it. So I've been with these marching orders from my dad's, deathbed. You are my child who is righteous and on the side of right. And I was like, okay, I've got to get this family together. It's my responsibility. So I said, okay, Mom, we're going to create a new tradition. You love the casino. I love the beach. Deal. We agreed to go nowhere that didn't have a casino and a beach. Boom. It was leaving me broke. I was like, okay, we got a new tradition. We're going to do a big family dinner. I'm going to learn to cook. I'm working at the Today Show. I'm in my dressing room. And I would go over to the kitchen to get the food after we do the little segments. You always wonder where the food went. They went to me. So I was everything. I was first in line. And I see this woman here and I see she's got these tattoos and it's a radish and a carrot. And I'm thinking anybody with a root vegetable, usually like I love you or lips from somebody you don't talk to no more, whatever, a name that you don't want to remember. She had a radish and a carrot. And I said, she means business because you have to be able to cook with a radish and a carrot on your arm. We started talking. I told her my story. And soon after that, we became truly, undeniably sisters. And this cookbook is inspired by how you move on from grief, how you find your new steps forward, and how you find your people who will root for you, your people who will guide you on the things you don't know. I know you think you're getting 79 delicious recipes and cocktails, and you are. But you're also getting a true story of what curiosity can bring in our lives. I was just over with the two beautiful little ladies who met me, Lynn's kids, and I said, what did you do today with the medal? She said, I played soccer today. And before I knew it, we became quick best friends. And she said she's going to be the moderator of this conversation. I asked her sister, how was your day today? And she said, well, I'm tired. I said, what'd you do? Watch my mama get makeup. I said, you sound like my son Moses now. I love when we can be curious about each other, when we can look each other in the eye and say, how's your day going? What'd you have for dinner? And that sends a conversation going. So Lish and I start on this conversation where I say to her, hey, Lish, I need you to help me learn to cook. And she had a trade-off that for whatever reason, she asked me to do.
A boot camp.
You know what a boot camp is?
In Central Park, mind you.
A boot camp is what people in New York like to do. I think around to torture. You go and you work out like you're in the military for like 45 minutes for no reason. But rolling around in Central Park, crawling like you're in the military. And if you know Central Park in New York, a lot of people just let their dogs do everything. They're not like us from the South. They're not like us. And so she's got me rolling in the dirt. She's like, come to this boot camp. And I did. I survived. That's why I'm here. And then we went to my house.
And drank champagne.
A lot
and the rest is history.
We drank so much champagne, we now refer to champagne as water. And so when you come to my house and you ask for water, that is what you're going to get. Yeah. And if you don't drink champagne, I'm okay with that, but I'm going to offer you the water. And we started on this journey of cooking. And I said to Lish, how do I start? Because my goal is to go back home and cook dinner for my whole family. I want my Uncle Henry, my Aunt Annazelle, my Aunt Josephine. I want everybody to be like, hey, she did that. And I just want to sit back and smile. And she was like, okay, well, that's a big one, but let's go at it.
Let's start at the beginning.
Let's start at the beginning. And so we started talking about the basics of cooking and what I learned through Lish, much like my father. And as you know, the foundation of everything that we are, you have to just try. I mean, that's why I love when people bring their children to see me, because I am the kid that people weren't betting on. When you go home from the hospital with a 19-year-old single mom, no one is expecting you to end up here. When I was fired from the Today Show, and I was fired from the Today Show, and I don't give a damn. I mean, she said, that's all right. I'm winning. I'm telling you that. And it took me a long time to say that. I'm going to tell you, because I was like, I don't want to look like I'm bragging. I don't want to look like I'm boastful. But first of all, I wouldn't have 6 seasons of this show without you. We are the second longest running show in Disney's history. And I wouldn't be there without you. And I recognize that. But I'm going to tell you, I was like, okay, I'm going to turn this into a win. And I am finally comfortable enough at 54 to say, I won that battle. There are many battles in front of us. And don't ever think that the next one isn't coming. But that is what that lesson taught me. So through the Today Show, to my show, we said, we're going to start creating things. And that's where the cookbook came in. So Lish said to me, you got to start with the basics.